back to another episode of Beating Alpha. This is episode 92, and we have a very, 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 very special guest on, which is, I'm going to introduce to this man in a few seconds. Again, a few things to cover here in the bio, so I don't think we're going to mention it all because, again, due to the track of experience in the real estate business and just, providing value, I mean, there's a lot of things to mention. But first of all, Vinney Chopra. So mechanic engineer, MBA, author of two number one best sellers on Amazon, host of two podcasts and two weekly live shows, and founder of 5 companies. Come to the US from India with $7 in the pocket, sold encyclopedias and Bibles door to door as a student. His hard work paid off when he graduated from George Washington University with an MBA in marketing. So he realized then he would make his career in the relationship building and networking field. So a strong believer in the power of positive thought and selfless actions. Vinney's life has been highly inspiring rags to riches stories. So again, from business standpoint, a multifamily syndication expert, has facilitated over 30 successful syndication deals. He has acquired and manages a very successful real estate investment portfolio worth over $400 million, more than 3,300 doors. And it continues and continues. I mean, it's a lot of things to mention, and we're probably gonna go through a lot of it today, but definitely a lot of smiles and good mood guaranteed today. So Vinney, I appreciate you joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, Murthy. It's such a pleasure. I am so happy to meet with you over the internet. And I was in your country. What a great hospitality. Just very fond memories of Ireland, really.
Here you go. Here you go. That's very good. Good to remember. So again, where do we start? I would like to I think for the audience, it would be good to understand where you're coming from, because again, coming to US with the $7 in the pocket. I mean, can you tell us the story? How did you started knocking on doors, selling Bibles? I mean, that rags kind of part of your journey.
Totally. I'd love to. I grew up in New Delhi, India, Martinez, and for the audience, I always wanted to be an engineer. I broke a lot of toys and tried to look into it, how they operate and things like that. I became a mechanical engineer, worked for Larsen Toubro, a very big corporation in Bombay, India. They are Reliance Group now, which is #1 company in India now. And then I came to George Washington University and went to do my MBA in marketing, but I had to earn tuition. I didn't want to take loans. Nobody will give me loans anyway. I just had come. I couldn't speak much. My pronunciation was so bad. Still, people can't understand me. That's okay, But then somebody, my good friend, said, Vinney, would you like to sell these encyclopedias and Bible books? I did it last summer. Would you like to come along with me? I said, okay, without thinking about anything. Then that really turned me from an engineer to a sales career, actually. I became a salesperson, sales consultant, marketing executive, then fundraising consultant. And then we started investing in real estate, single family homes, quite a few of them all across USA. And then in 2005, I became broker in California. We live near San Francisco in Danville, Black Hawk area right here. We've been living here for 40 years, over 40 years, and just celebrated, my wife and I celebrated 40th wedding anniversary. And we have 2 children, Neil and Monica. Neil went to Berkeley. He's a computer software engineer and a senior product manager with the company. And Monica went to UCLA, did political science and also did MBA. And she's with our business now. And she's our VP of operations for the company. My wife is VP of investor relations. Then we have several companies and all. But in 2005, it was just very ironical that we were deciding to open up our own business in real estate, even though we had single family homes. But Martinez, it just didn't make sense, because in the single family, if some things come up during the year, some stove burns out or the tenant leaves, you have 100% vacancy, marketing costs, and, anything can happen, right? So at the end of the year, the cash flow was not that strong. And that's what my wife and I sat down. We said, how can we scale it up? How can we really get it to a new level? And we looked into office space, we looked into shopping centers, looked into hospitality, into flipping homes, wholesaling. But somehow multifamily, being an engineer mind, a logical mind, it just made sense that we would love to own 20 units, for example, and have 20 residents right there. We don't say tenants at all in our companies. We are their residents in O'Neill Premier Communities, which is our name brand. Our kids name Monica and Neil together. So rest is history. We just got first one, 14 units for $180,000. And now we have over 440 million. Holy cow. We bought $52 million deal last year, 35 million, another one. Look at that, from 180,000, we stuck in there and we kept on syndicating. That's the world I've lived in. I would love to tell all your audiences that please, please, please look into syndication. Simple terms, it's pooling of the money together legally so that you could buy larger commercial real estate. That's all it is. And we have about 226 investors now, which we have developed from 0 to 1 to 6 to 8 to 9 and so on. And they just bring millions of dollars. And then we do the PPM, private placement memorandum and everything. Then they get the returns quarterly. We only pay quarterly, not monthly. And I hold investor meetings every quarter on the quarter with our investors also.
Got it, got it. That's a phenomenal story. Again, I'm sure there's more to that, but again, with the time given, we just have a limited time. So anybody of you who are watching want to get to know Vinney a little bit more, of course, there's going to be all the social media and the links down below, so you can follow through and get in contact with him personally. But the question that pops up in my head is, again, you own these single family, houses all across the US. So kind of what was the influence or a person, or an event that kind of encouraged you to follow through on that first commercial property, which was the 4-unit deal?
Good point. Thank you so much. I think just the logic of having like one transaction and to get 14 units or 20 and now 200. We just closed 2 weeks back on 308 units in Austin, Texas. There 34,750,000 was the tag price on that one. And once you get into that system, you find that the economies of scale work very, very strongly. Martinez, right? One transaction, you have to qualify for only one loan. You can collect the rents through the property manager. Then the lead maintenance for taking care of the service orders can be handled very nicely. Depreciation, which is a great, great, thing to have paper loss, accelerated depreciation, bonus depreciation in USA and other parts of the world, I'm sure too, is amazing, amazing thing to have it in the LLC where we form the property papers and all and we buy, but then we can manage it. So we are vertically integrated. All the 20, 30, 29 or 30 syndications, I think we're on 34 now, we have been buying them with investors' money and our money, stake, the skin in the game, we call it, and also managing them nicely so that we can increase the value by putting value add through RUP systems, through all the great techniques to increase the NOI, net operating income, so that the value goes up. And then we sell them. After 5 or 7 years, we've been selling them also.
Got it. So again, multifamily is a great space to be in. There's a lot of people following through on multifamily investing, syndication deals in particular. So talking about the deals itself, can you just mention the states again, because there's 4,300 units that you currently have. So I'm sure it's spread out all over the state. So what
they are. They are. Actually, we used to buy some in California, where I live near San Francisco in the Central Valley. It was cheaper there. San Francisco is pretty expensive, but then we found about 14 years back, go to Texas. And that's where we found our gold in Texas, big state of Texas. No property, no income tax. There is property tax, but very good resident state, right? Owner driven and everything. So we did 24 syndications. Wow. 24 properties we bought, off market deals. I kept on building a relationship with the brokers, and they will give us the pocket listings, we call it. I call it as a napkin listing in my book, because a lot of these brokers, Martinez, they did not even have a listing. They just gave me the address and the P&L. That's all they did. And we underwrote and everything. And within 48 hours, we put them under contract. And I have closed every single deal, touch wood, since for 14 years, from LOI, letter of intent, to the closing, final closing, because we work with the loan broker simultaneously. That's the secret sauce. It's good to get the loan broker involved in the early stages when we are putting the letter of intent and everything, because if they bless the loan and you have the investors already ready to put thousands and millions of dollars, then it's a sure winner, right? So that's what I teach also in my book and in my academy and all that.
Got it. Yeah, again, the book and the academy, like all these links are going to be down below, because it's a very great, valuable tools that we're talking about. And I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but 4,300 units. I mean, it says a lot. It says, experience, track record, following through, doing the deals, multiple states, having the insight, in business, which is great.
Oh, I apologize. You said, yeah, Texas. Then I went to Georgia, by the way. Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, still a very strong market, by the way. And I bought there 2 assets in 2017. Actually, one I sold already from 10 million to 15 million. Another one I bought was 12 million, 224. I got an offer for 19 million in just 3 years. So huge potential in Atlanta and Georgia. Then we went to Florida. So last year we went to Florida and we bought 2 deals over there. We still own them. And now I'm also into something really exciting. And that is silver tsunami is passing through the world and USA. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night in USA, and I'm 68. I just turned 68 a couple of weeks back. So my main emphasis right now is multifamily for senior living. For senior living, assisted senior living is the niche that I'm going after. I have a partner who has been doing it for about 9-10 years, building luxury style senior living. So we are starting 4 projects. He's done 20 some already, but for us together, syndication, we are doing 4. And that's going to be exciting, because these are like 7 acres of land. We build them only 1 story from scratch, from the ground up, no elevators, with courtyards and movie theater in them, the spas and the salons and the dining, restaurant style dining with the commercial kitchen and the caregiving and all the nice things, swimming pools and all the good things. Yeah.
Got it. So how is that personally for you different? I mean, doing the syndication, multifamily syndication business, acquiring existing deals and building ones. Is there any major difference for you personally?
Very good point. Surely. Martinez, what happens is, like, my partner and I, we do buy the land first. In this one, we have to go through ordinance changes, we call it, get the permits, get the architectural drawings. And then after about 7, 8, 9 months, once we get all the permits, then we raise the money. So we don't raise money up front because we don't know if we'll get all the green lights. So we do spend our own money. But once we have all the green lights, then we raise money quickly, and then we do groundbreaking, and we start paying our investors in the second year. Because first year, it's built. The whole building is built. Then we lease up, And the exciting part in the multifamily assisted senior living is that the average stay of the resident of our respected seniors is 2.5 years, because they are in the 85, 87, 90 years of age, their golden years. So our logo, our motto is to spoil the generation that has spoiled us. So that's the key thing. And we want to make sure that they are healthy, they are having great experience with all these beautiful luxuries. And putting golf is there inside. We have transportation, our own transportation at every location. Hampton Manor is our brand, Hampton Manor of Michigan, where my partner lives. And actually, he's built 16, 17 of them there. And now we are going to Florida, Virginia, Texas, all over.
Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, at the same time, having senior people inside a multifamily
Mhm.
built properties is going to give you kind of higher occupancy rates, because those people are going to be in your property for longer term, rather than having a millennial who might be like willing to travel and maybe wants to travel and going to be for half a
Yes.
year. He's kind of uncertain, and so yeah, that makes total sense. And it's a good way for the business. And again, for the people, as
You're
you said, to
right.
take care
You're
of the people at the same
so
time. So that's
true. I
beautiful.
mean, I've been chasing jobs, jobs, jobs. I tell my investors for the last 12 years, 14 years, I've been chasing jobs where the new companies are coming and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to have my appointment, residence full, right? 97% or 95. But in the senior living, I'm going after retirement age. I'm going to not the companies, but where people are retiring with the big shift happening. A lot of people are moving down to the warmer states. And then we also actually have our no different maintenance, because we just build it from ground zero. It's a A-class asset with zero delinquency, zero concessions, and with zero different maintenance. So it's a best of the multifamily you can ever own, with zero all these. And then you have a 3-year what's the word? Their rent. So when they qualify to come into our Hampton Manor facility, like if it's 3,800 or 4,200 a month, which includes everything, by the way, everything from laundry, linen, ADLs, daily living, caregiving, all 3 meals, snacks, everything, rent, everything is included, right? But the key thing is our seniors then present 3 years of income, where it's going to come from their trust or long-term insurance and things like. So it's the
Hmm.
best of the world. So we don't
Yeah.
have much turnover at all. And during COVID, we locked down. We have 14 of them we are managing right now that we built, and we have zero death, zero positive coronavirus, case in
Hmm.
our 14 facilities. So we have very, very strict rules, CDC rules that we adhere to, and all that. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's the right way to go about, because again, as I mentioned, there's this major shift of baby boomers. As I mentioned, if it's 10,000 per night, people, who are in multifamily space, they have some real estate development experience. I think for them, this will be a great insight that maybe
Yeah.
it's something that they should be following, the trend, and kind of looking for those senior housing opportunities. So that's a good thing. I love that. So the one thing that I want to ask you again about the senior properties, like how big are the projects going to be?
Wonderful. We are able to only build like 88 or 92 units. We don't like to build the one, 2-story, 3-story, 400 units or anything. We do very deep analysis and surveys, and also feasibility studies in the towns we want to build in. And third party really gets involved. First, we do our own due diligence by staying in the community, visiting with all the assisted senior living and memory care facilities there. Most of them are old, very old, and so forth. So then we find out if the need is, because it takes us about, like, let's say 6 to 8 months to get the ordinance changes, then about 12 to 14 months to build it. So it's 2 years later, we're going to be bringing out with our class A plus building, right? So we look at the total demand and build only 8 to 10% of that demand as of today, so that we are not coming with a product which is obsolete in just 2 years, you know. So we are very, very careful because we spend millions of our dollars into it.
Got it, got it. So talking about spending millions of dollars, which of course part of it is Freddie Mac, financing from the banks, and part of it is from all these people that you're able to raise capital in, again because these people trust you, with the
Yes.
what you're going to do with the capital. So can you talk about that process? Because you mentioned you have an investor base of over 200 people. So I would like to get some strategies and some insights how you were able to build those investors.
Excellent, excellent. Very good point. And Martinez, I also share in my book, my second plate I talk about is the investor's plate. The third plate I talk about is the broker's plate, because deal finding should be the second after we get the finances done with the investors who are ready to pour in the money, because we only have 60 days to close many times, 30 and 30 days or 30 to 75 days total to close on the deal from the contract stage till the closing. The loan has to be approved and investors have to be ready. So what I thought 14 years back was we're going to build a totally transparent business. That is the foundation one should always look into. Our investors can not only get the rent rolls and the P&Ls, but they can ask for anything and everything. Invoices, bank statements, CapEx things, anything they want. They could shop the properties that we own with their money and our money. They could go there, they can interview anybody, they could fly in and see. So having a total transparency, and then having quarterly meetings, Zoom quarterly meetings that are live, and the investors are invited and I answer questions and we record them. We've been doing it for 12 years now. Every single one, every quarter is recorded. Then we provide it back to all the investors to go through them again, what I covered. So we have been bringing the property to the investors. Not too many really travel. So whenever I travel, my team travels, we get them to send pictures and proofs and everything. Always, always, when we show the presentation, it's not on Excel worksheets. See, you can manipulate Excel worksheets anytime, but you take the software that is used to manage the multifamily or apartments, and the authentication is the date the report is run, right at the bottom. So we snip those pictures and put them in the PowerPoint presentation. So bringing the real knowledge and real good, bad, the ugly, and sharing with the investors that, this is where we are, and making sure that we are doing everything in our power to bring about the projected returns. That's what started with one investor to 6 to 8 to 17 to 35 to 65 to 80. They kept on saying to their brothers, sisters, then they will talk to us and we'll find out. So it's a happy family, But the key thing I tell my students right now is you have so many circles of influence. So please start from right from where everybody trusts you the most. Right there, the relatives, the friends, the complete, circle, and then go outside and have a abundance attitude, mindset of abundance. It's so important in raising money, by the way, because if we think there is no money around us, there is no money. They're right, but if you say, no, we have a lot of money around us, and have a credibility kit put together, credibility brochure, which is educational brochure, kind of explaining the whole syndication package, which we provide, by the way, to all the students in our academy, because I've perfected the system over 14 years. Then the underwriting tool, which we have perfected. And then we have the PowerPoint presentations and all those things. And I coach myself. I don't have any other coaches because that's not part of my business. I just want to give my knowledge. So I coach today, actually, Wednesdays from 4 p.m. Eastern, Pacific time in USA to 6 o'clock, 2 hours coaching. I've been doing it for 2 years now, every Wednesday. And we record them, 2-hour sessions, and they are archived into the academy also.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I love again the approach that you're taking on, while building and still continuing to build again now with the senior, development, multifamily deals. And I mean, you still continue to help a lot of people, and you helped a lot of people when it comes to, from LP side or from the, brand new syndicators.
Yes.
So you're helping a lot of people at the same time. So I love that. The question that I have for you that I wanted to ask again, as you have vertically integrated your property management company in your, to manage your properties, when did you decided that it makes sense for you to do that, and how did it help you to scale your business?
Thank you. Very good question again. I would say in about year and a half, when we started buying the things in 2007, 8 and all, we were finding the company we hired was very good company, by the way. They controlled 28,000 units back then, but we were finding that we were at the properties more than they were. Their regional managers and others, they had very similar, challenges like we would face and so forth. So my partner and I decided, let's just form our own company. So we had, I think, 3 assets at that time, 3 or 4 assets. We paid a consultant 25,000, if I remember correctly, way back when. And she came into San Antonio, Texas, where we were buying more and more properties. She built the whole business for us within few months because she had done it. And I think that was the best investment of 30,000 I ever did. And so we have always managed our assets and controlled the asset manager, regional managers, accounting department, which is the heart of the whole operation, by the way. 5 full-time employees we had, team members, I shouldn't say employees, 5 team members, full-time right here where we live. So close by, so that way we were able to scale up very fast and make sure that I could concentrate in raising money and the deals and the accounting. Our VP of finance has been with us 13 years. 13 years, and she's invested her money, her husband has invested money also. So it's good to have a strong team, then only you can move forward, right? So it was about 3 properties, because you can really save so much money. When you have a third party, they spend a lot of money. They don't treat it as if their own. They have a lot of fluff, a lot of overheads, all those things.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So for the people, again, from your kind of student point, the question for you is, again, you have a second book, which is called Positivity Brings Profitability.
Yes.
So for, talking about the second book, can you mention, because again, I know you're a big proponent, of having the right mindset for the business, which is the 80% part from,
Yes.
so can you talk about kind of the successful traits of a successful multifamily investor?
I would love to, love to. It's so ironical, when my first book came out and my wife read it and everything, she says, "Oh, I love the book. I love the book." But then she says, that is only for real estate professionals. But I have been married to you, this was last year, 39 years. You're the most positive guy I know. You need to write a book on positivity. Guess what? Next morning I got up, I started writing the book. So I've been a very positive person, and I think the whole manifestation of how you could treat your mind, I think many times, I think the success I'm having in my businesses and expansions and everything comes from the mindset of abundance, mindset of law of attraction, mindset of manifestation, mindset of that anything is possible. So just learning those things, and I've been just a product of a lot of books I've read and podcasts and all. I just have acted on it. I'm an act guy. I just like to massive action. I can work 17 hours a day. At the end of the day, I'll just be as happy and as, not tired at all. My wife says, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm ready for another 17 hours. No, but the key thing is positivity, just subconsciously. If we are able to train our mind to look for the silver lining in the dark cloud, we always have those phrases, right? But you got to always try to put shield around us, around our mind from the negative people. We need to get them out of there. And you know, if I had listened to my negativism all around me 14 years back, we wouldn't be where I am, you know, today. And the companies, 5 companies and this and that. But the thing is, if you have the abundance mindset, you're feeling that, you know, no matter what is happening, it has supposed to happen. Let me find what's the positive in this. And never repent on what you did or did not do yesterday. See, that's the universal law, because you cannot change even 30 seconds back what happened. So why to really kill our whole day or whole month in thinking about what did not happen? Even if you lost a commission of 10,000, 100,000, whatever, but if it's gone, it's gone. It was not meant to be. So there are certain universal laws I believe in, you know, Martinez. You know, I just believe that whatever is thrown in my lap, God has given me that, good, bad, ugly, because I can grow out of it. I know I can handle it. If I don't, I'll figure out a way, you know, to get it done, right? Figure out a way who is a specialist who, like, for example, senior living investing. For 3 years, I've been thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. My signals were so strong that last year I came across Mr. Imran. Hold on. My VP of the academy, John, said, Vinney, are you thinking about senior living? I went to school with my friend 9 years back. Hold on. 9 years back, and he's building senior living luxury style. So look at that. I mean, by manifestation and just not giving up on that idea, it just has blossomed into, it's going to be a billion with a B, $1 billion business, which we are just starting this year. And it's going to be amazing because we'll be not only building our own facilities, but we sell them after 3 years to some REITs, some hedge funds, to family offices. And my partner, you know, Mr. Imran and I have decided we'll become the REIT now. So we are forming a small REIT right now, a new thing where we'll be buying everything we built after 3 years. And then we'll be giving our investors 7 years of returns, twice as much as the stock market.
Beautiful, beautiful. So again, yeah. So you have your hands full, by the way. It sounds, you know, with what you're currently doing. And by the way, it looks like you're just getting started right now. You know, as you mentioned, now looking to create a REIT. So you're kind of scaling your business all the time because of that abundance mindset. You know, so it's definitely like when people talking about, because I'm sure you have a lot of people coming through and, you know, oh, it's hard to find the deals, it's hard to find the money, which there is like 80 trillion of 37 trillion in circulation. So it's not about the lack of something, it's just of, you know, having this abundant mindset, you know, which is...
That is so true, Martinez. You mentioned it. You're right. I always have believed there was a great book, Built to Last. And in that book, I learned some very special lesson that you never say, I can do this or that, or I can only possess this or that. That or kills our mind, kills our, you know, whole thinking. We should always exchange the word from or to and. I can do this and that and that and that and this and delegate and prioritize and goal set.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the human being potential, I mean, it's infinite. It's just like how much are you willing to tap into
Sure.
it by actually working? Because
Yes.
the harder you work, the luckier you get, and that's where the opportunity shows up. Because if you never created, you know, the kind of educational platform, which is again your another business, and you probably, you know, I'm sure you would came across this luxury senior building, but due to that, because you came to that idea that you need to create it and you need to provide
Yes.
value for other people, you know, things kind of came back to you. So which is a
So
beautiful thing.
true. So
Yeah.
very true. You know, we have 54.6 million, 65 plus in USA now, and there'll be 100 million. Hold on. In next 40 years, that 54 million to 100, that's doubling. So it's going to be, it's a silver tsunami that's sweeping the nation, and looking at more and more results and the studies, there'll be such a big shortage, huge shortage, especially in the product that we are building, luxury senior living, one level, not 2, 3, 4 levels and all that, you know. So we see that there is a very bright future. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I would like to mention again a few things that you have going on besides, having the books, the educational resources for the students. You have a couple of shows which are called Apartment Syndication Made Easy and
Yes.
Mr. Smiles Motivation Talk Show. So again, can you talk about these talk shows and the topics that you're covering in
I
those?
would love to, love to. Actually, one talk show I do every week is the sequel to my book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. That's the one every week. I interview some really great guest speakers, the syndication attorneys, the loan brokers, mostly in multifamily. A lot of podcasts and to a lot of things. I like to just confine myself in my niche, right there. So the second one is Mr. Motivation. I've been a motivational speaker all my life, and I really believe in, setting the mindset. And I've done lots of my own recordings. I haven't brought any guests there yet, but I will be doing it. I'm also going on other podcasts. I think I've been on 242 podcasts so far, but we are going into more wealth building mindset shows also. So the other one is the senior living investing, the innovative senior living show we'll do live on Thursday night at 4 o'clock Pacific. And it's a broadcasted show over YouTube, 5 channels of, Facebook and everything. And then we put it into a podcast on that Saturday or the following Saturday. So we are doing a double. We are doing live show, then we're putting intro and outros and putting into a podcast so that it can be immortal and people can really learn from it and so forth. That's one thing. The other one is my show on Friday I do. That is actually a show about life, about business, taking you to the next notch. And my partner, my co-host is a loan broker, a really, really strong commercial loan broker. So it's Vinney and Bo show that we do that also. So 2 podcasts a week and 2 live shows. And then 3 books. This is the third one. Then I'm writing my fourth one, which is Apartment Lending Made Easy with my buddy, so that we could really bring out the best of the best for our audiences, how to really go into this whole arena with more knowledge, because we feel if we have more knowledge we make better decisions.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more on that. So again, I just coming back to the point, it's unbelievable when it comes to, well, it's definitely believable because people can see it right now. But the thing is that, again, you're being right now, what you mentioned, 68.
Yes, I'm
You know,
68. I just turned August 27, 68.
here you go. So again, 68, having multiple podcasts, that you're doing, every week. And now you're going to have, now we're going to be talking on different podcasts, having another shows running, the multiple 5 companies. And I'm sure you have, more stuff, in your pipeline and the things and the ideas that you're planning to implement in the future coming forward, because as I mentioned, it looks like you're just getting started. So the thing is that I wanted to ask you, because I know you've been 200 plus episodes and counting. So, but what is the one thing that you always want to remember people about you when you meet them?
I have always believed in that we should be always sending positive energy to all the people we come in touch with, above, below, sideways. Always contribute to the person that you're meeting, because there is a story behind everybody. And if we can help as many people in this lifetime, people only remember people who are helpful. If you're giving them more negative burden and stress and everything, they want to get rid of you. They want to be away from you. So I think the legacy is that, if you can build some very positive ideas in real estate, in motivation, in mindset, and then also helping the charities that we really believe in, my family and I, with the education systems and other things and charities that we get involved in with the, all kinds of them. Well, actually, yeah, in Africa and in India and here and so on. So, these are the biggest thing is that also my real passion right now is to live the life of comfort, make it comfortable for seniors. I'm a senior, but a lot of the seniors many times cannot invest and get high returns. But if we can give them an avenue to get high returns along with great product, where they will be ownership of those products through syndication, they'll feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the beautiful way to put it. So again, just I can't thank you enough, for today for being on the show. I mean,
No,
there's
thank you.
so much information and so many great pieces of a content that I think people can take away. But again, that's why you have the additional, business to the entire picture is, where you teach all the students, and that's why I would love for you guys and girls who want to involve into real estate, business, you want to start the multifamily syndication business going. I mean, this is a place to go. 4,300 units and counting. Doing multiple projects. So I mean, I can't recommend enough for you guys to go and check it out. All the links for the social medias, for the book, for the podcast, all of that content is going to be down below. But Vinney, question for you, because again, you have so much stuff going on. What will be kind of those best places for people to reach you out personally?
Oh, sure. As you know, our marketing branding company is in Pune, India. I don't do nothing. I mean, they are the ones I want to give accolades to them. Every morning I get up, I'm all over the news in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, different things, they put on. But vinneychopra.com is my website, VINNEYCHOPRA.com. And then Monil Invest, that's our company's name, Monica and Neil. MonilInvest.com. Then the third website, which is really becoming very big hub for us, is seniorlivinginvesting.co. So seniorlivinginvesting.co. We are very fortunate. Lots of great people are kind of learning, what we are trying to educate. And then multifamilyacademy.com is my university. And I'm also putting together a beautiful, beautiful university, which will be able to put it on iPhone and Android, where people can learn about commercial investing and at a very, very low price. We are trying to build these animations, and my 5 team members are working very hard to bring this out, also a new thing,
Beautiful, beautiful. So again, a lot of great, exciting stuff is coming out. So make sure you follow Vinney and stay close to the projects and see when it's happening. So maybe you get the first insight, the first look, and the first price when for these upcoming deals. So again, wow. I mean, a lot of great information. So Vinney, I really appreciate the time. For you guys who watch the show, and again, one thing that I wanted to ask you is kind of just pass it along the message. If you shared this episode with a friend of yours who always talking about getting involved in real estate but can't find the right information, I mean, this is the episode for this guy or girl, and so you make sure to do that. And again, this has been an episode 92, Beating Alpha with Vinney Chopra. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Martinez.